Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, and yesterday I showed you a bunch of ancient Pokemon with which I was completely in love. Today, we need to look towards the future, pun intended, and we need to talk about some future Pokemon and ask the question, is Wassy getting overly excited about ancient Pokemon? Should we be getting excited about future Pokemon as well? And the good news is we've actually got equivalents. For instance, in the last video I showed you there was a new Roaring Moon. What's the future equivalent of Roaring Moon? Iron Valiant. We've got a new Iron Valiant. I did a translations here myself, but I have checked with a lovely Antoine Boulet to make sure I've not gone and done anything a bit stupid. Good. So what have we got with Iron Valiant here? Well, 130 HP, single energy, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, and put them back on top of your deck in any order. It's alright. It's fine. Going to help with consistency, but it's not exactly making me super happy. Oh, I should say there's a couple of non-future Pokemon here, and one of them I am legitimately in love with. We've then got 2 Psychic, 1 Colorless Energy, Majesty Sword, 100 damage, but if you played a future supporter card from your hand during this turn, you do 100 more damage. Okay. And like I showed you the A spec, which lets you accelerate an energy from your discard pile to each of your future Pokemon. So this is alright. And we've got Xatu, of course, that will accelerate energy quite nicely to Psychic Pokemon. I just don't... There's something about this which is just not it for me. The fact that you've got to have your Stage 1 Xatu and then use it... Well, basically got to have 2 of them. Or you've got to have your Stage 1 Xatu and then also have your A-Spec is a little bit awkward to me. And then the fact that you've got to have played a future supporter or else you don't get the extra damage seems a bit awkward. I'm giving it between 3 and 4 Wassies. I don't think it's bad. This is just another one of those cards where I look at it and I'm just like, there's a bit too much going on that I need here. But we've also got ourselves a new Miraidon. Everyone loves Miraidon. Miraidon's cool, right? Well, I really like the first attack. Single energy, 40 damage, search your deck for up to 2 basic energy and attach them to your future Pokemon in any way you like. Now look, there's several reasons I love, and I do legitimately love this Miraidon. I think it's phenomenal. Firstly, it's a single colorless energy on a basic, which means turn 1 going second, this is about as easy an attack to use as possible. Secondly, it's a dragon Pokemon, no weakness, that's good. Thirdly, you are accelerating energy from the deck, so you don't need to worry about having it in your hand or having it in a discard or anything like that. But thirdly, it's the damage. And it's not 40. 40 is not the number. The number is 80. 80 damage is going to get the vast majority of evolving basics and support basics. Turn 1 going second, I don't just want to accelerate energy. I want to take prizes while accelerating energy. That is where Miraidon comes in very nicely indeed. Because we've got Future Booster Energy Capsule and we've got Iron Crown EX. If we didn't have those 2 cards, I wouldn't like this Miraidon nearly as much. But we do have those 2 cards. Future Booster Energy Capsule gives you an extra 20 damage on all of your attacks and free retreat, which is phenomenal. Because you want to use this for a turn or 2 and then get out the active, the free retreat will be nicely, and you want to be taking prizes or doing meaningful damage. 40 isn't enough, 80 is. Now, Iron Crown is an EX which is coming in this set. I'm using the alternate art because, oh my word, it's amazing. Or the special illustration rare. And it says that all of your future Pokemon's attacks, other than Iron Crown EX, of course, do an extra 20 damage. One of these, Future Booster Energy Capsule, boom, done. For what it's worth, Iron Crown EX will stack. So if you get 4 of these out, plus Future Boost Energy Capsule, you will actually do 140 here. But then you got like 1 more bench space. The reason I like doing this with 1 Iron Crown and 1 Energy Capsule is because you've then got 2 bench spaces used, 1 for your energy acceleration in Miraidon, 1 for your extra damage in Iron Crown, but then you've got 4 extra bench spaces, 3 attackers and a drawing Pokemon, or something along those lines. It's the numbers here. It's accelerating energy from the deck and the numbers. This, to me, is a flat-out 5 Wassy card. Iron Valiant, meh. Miraidon, oh yes. And we got Iron Treads coming in here as well. Love Iron Treads. Can't decide if I prefer Iron Treads or Great Tusk. I think I just love them both. There are, incidentally, as a side note, there are giant pin badges of those which have just gone up on the Pokemon Center. And on the one hand, I want them very badly indeed. On the other hand, they're giant pin badges, so they're not really terribly convenient if I'm on official streams in the future. And also, they're 25 quid each. Do I want to spend 50 quid on giant pins I'm probably not going to be able to use on streams? There is a strong argument that I don't. Never mind, eh? So, what does this actually do? Well, it's got a really nice ability. While it's got a Future Boost energy capsule attached, it is both fighting and metal type, which incidentally is awesome because Miraidon sees a huge amount of play at the moment and is weak to fighting. Arceus seems to be having a bit of a resurgence at the moment and is weak to fighting. And fighting Pokemon, like generally you're hitting weakness on Colorless and Lightning and some Darkness, the ones that are poison in the video game. So, yeah, this is a great weakness to hit. I have actually played fighting Pokemon more than any other typing in the time I've been playing. We're going back many years at this stage. And the reason is I like making counter decks and fighting always hits the most weaknesses. So this is a really nice ability. The attack, metal, colorless, 60, and moving energy from this Pokemon to your bench. I like moving energy to the bench because it means if you get KO'd, you're not giving up that energy. You're essentially saving a bit of energy in the event of a KO, which is nice. But 60 damage for 2 energy, and it's harder to accelerate energy consistently to future Pokemon. I want to love this. I'm giving it 3 Wassies. There's potential, but it's not amazing. Now, I told you how much I love the Miraidon, and incidentally, I do love the Miraidon, but the card I'm getting really excited about here is Metang. Not Metagross, Metang. Metagross, for what it's worth, single energy 60, next turn it does 120, and 4 energy 200, discard 2 energy. It does good damage, it's got 180 HP as a single prize Pokemon, it's fine. But it's not exciting me. What's exciting me here is Metang. Not for the free energy 60, that's garbage. It's for the ability Metal Maker. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 4 cards of your deck, attach any number of basic metal energy you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like, and then put the other cards at the bottom of your deck shuffled. This I love. Because I've been telling you many times in past videos, I still want Copperaja to work. I had the English language reveal of Copperaja. It's one of my favourite Gen 7 Pokemon. I love that big metal elephant. But it's never been good because the energy acceleration hasn't worked. And it's got 300 HP and an ability that takes 30 less from attacks, and it's got free energy 260. There's so much to love about Copperaja, and I've been telling you all the way along it doesn't work because we don't have energy acceleration. Not energy acceleration which is good enough. Well, great news, ladies and gentlemen. Great news. I'm not saying this Wiz going to make Copperaja a top tier deck or anything along those lines. I don't know. Maybe it's not going to end up being good enough. What I do know is that we have been waiting for good metal energy acceleration. We have been waiting far too long for good metal energy acceleration. And maybe that's it. Remember Melmetal GX? 90 damage plus 30 more for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon? Sounds like that can be built up pretty nicely. And that's also got very high HP for a 2-prize Pokemon. I don't know how good this is going to end up being, alright? But I want it to be great. Orthworm with a lovely Okacheke alternate art. That's one that I've got my eye on. If you put 4 metal energy on there, it does 100. 30 to one of your opponent's bench. Oh yeah, and as long as freely energy and metal, although it should be all 4 at this stage, you get 100 HP extra. That's 230 HP on a single prize Pokemon. I want these metal Pokemon to work. And I'm not saying Metang is the answer, but I am saying it is the closest thing we've had to an answer since I've been searching for metal energy acceleration. I'm not saying it is the one, but I absolutely am saying it could be the one. I'm giving it 4 Wassies, and maybe I'm getting overly excited because my elephant might finally work. I don't know. This is just one I have absolutely got my eye on. I love this. And then there's a new Raichu, which incidentally means there's a new Pikachu, and artwork-wise, we're eating good. And it's actually a really interesting attack as well. Not the free energy 120, that's terrible. But for 1 lightning, 1 colorless energy, 50 damage to each other Pokemon in play, as in not including this, that have any damage counters on them, yours and your opponent's. So look, you've got to make sure that you are keeping your Pokemon good. But if you can do a little bit of spreading here, spread a little bit of damage around here and there, and obviously Iron Valiant definitely springs to mind here, to be peppering damage around the field, oh yes, this could be awesome. I really like this one. As a side note, I'm not sure if this is too janky, alright? But Moonlit Stadium does kind of seem like it'd be a good shout here. And I know that you need Psychic Energy for that, okay? I've acknowledged that. But if you discard a Psychic Energy from your hand with Moonlit Stadium, you heal 30 from all of your Pokemon. So there is a strong argument here that what you could be doing is just using that to heal off any little bits of damage that are being done, and then just using Iron Valiant and Raichu to do a huge amount of damage. Basically, flick Iron Valiant in and out the active, and then when you've got damage down, then just smashing with Raichu every turn. Might be too awkward, might not fast enough get up to the big damage, but this is one that I'm interested in. I'm giving this thing 3 and 4 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies, that would be barbaric. Feels a little grinchy, honestly, but I've given 4 Wassies like everything today, so let's just go for that. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Are you excited about these future Pokemon? Do you think Miraidon could be good like I do? How excited are you about Metang? Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wassie. That's where we talk Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, all kinds of fun things, and get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Martin Cornwall, who's literally been supporting PTCG Radio since it was a podcast in 2012. Yes, that's 12 years ago. So shout out to Martin for the continual support for a very, very long time. But by far, the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.